It's my first time making homemade yogurt that actually works, so I want to share with you my step-by-step process and what I did right this time that I didn't do in my past attempts. I am measuring out 4 cups of whole milk. In the past, I used organic milk, and that is one reason why my yogurt never worked out, because you need milk that has not been ultra pasteurized, and organic milk is almost always ultra pasteurized, meaning that it's been heated too high and it doesn't have the bacteria that's needed to culture for yogurt. Using a digital thermometer, I am heating the milk to 195. Now, while that gets going, I'm also measuring out 2 tablespoons of store-bought yogurt that has live culture. So this is just a regular old name brand yogurt, nothing special. It will work just fine. As the milk warms, I'm stirring it constantly until it reaches 195 degrees. Once it hits 195 degrees, I hold it there for 10 minutes while stirring, and then I let it sit and cool to 115. While that's cooling, I'm prepping my proofing box, which you can learn more about at my website at moonandmagnolia.com. In the past, I used a yogurt maker, which I learned actually they can get a little bit too hot and kill the bacteria, but the proofing box keeps the temperature really low and perfect for culturing yogurt. According to the manufacturer instructions, it says to set the temperature at 120 for the first hour. I'll talk more about that in a minute. It took about 15 to 20 minutes for the milk to come down to 115, but once it hits 115 degrees Fahrenheit, take a little bit of that milk and stir it into your 2 tablespoons of yogurt. Mix it together until it's thoroughly combined, and then take that mixture and put it right into the pot with your milk and stir it in thoroughly. This is the culture that will turn your milk into yogurt, so make sure it is thoroughly combined. Then I'm simply just ladling the milk into jars and covering them with the lid. Now, I did a small jar as a reserve for starter, because if you want to make yogurt again, you need to keep some of this yogurt for your next batch. If you're used to making sourdough, it's kind of similar. You just need to keep a little bit of starter on hand. And just for the sake of an experiment, I also used 2 different size jars for the yogurt that I'm going to eat, just to see which one cultured faster than the other. And surprisingly, it was not the smallest jar that cultured fastest. I was really shocked by that. Then these simply go in the proofing box at 124 an hour. Then you drop the temp to 86 and keep them in there until they are thick and cultured. Now, I did not find that doing the 124 an hour sped the process up, because, spoiler alert, the directions for my proofing box said that it would take a total of about 4 to 5 hours, but it actually took way longer than that. So honestly, I think I'd skip the 120 because it took just as long as any other yogurt recipe, even though the 120 was supposed to speed it up. But you should put your yogurt anywhere warm where it can maintain a temperature, I would suggest around like 85 or 86 degrees. You can do it at room temperature, but it'll take a lot longer and it'll create a different texture yogurt. After about 7 hours, I popped them in the fridge overnight, and the next day I had beautiful and delicious homemade yogurt that worked like a charm. The real game changer for me was 1, using the right type of milk, and 2, getting the temperature right. So if you are making yogurt and having a hard time getting it to culture, try changing up your milk and rethinking the temperature that you are making your yogurt at. This yogurt by itself is delicious. It's way better than store-bought yogurt. I mixed mine up with a little bit of homemade strawberry jam that was made with strawberries my daughter picked at a local strawberry field. It's great with honey, maple syrup, or however you like your yogurt.
That's good.